Tell us a little bit about your CD.
Well, this is a CD I've been planning for a long, long time. I wanted to gather all of my colleagues from my years in New York and draw on my roots in the Americana world in Virginia. And I've taken my time with it. I've taken a bunch of years to sort of nurture the sound, and we're finally here. Yeah.
Are you from New York originally?
No, I'm from Northern Virginia. And
okay.
all of my kind of musical roots they started there, but I migrated to New England and then found my way to New York, and because I wanted to conquer the sort of the freelance life. But as the years went on, I kind of made my way back to my Americana roots.
I understand.
I think you'd have to call me a New Yorker now, but
the freelance life is a challenging one.
It is. It was something I really felt like I wanted to conquer, and I kind of stepped away from all my New England songwriter friends who were kind of had one thing in mind, and I had maybe two or three things in mind. So, I brought to New York certain skills that you have to have as a freelancer, singing on the spot, playing on the spot, sight reading, all that fun stuff, and being kind of a chameleon as a singer.
Are you a good sight reader for singing?
I am.
Wow.
One of my things, yeah, and sort of making the sound that people need to hear on a certain record or film project or that kind of thing. So that was a lot of my years was sort of exercising those skills.
I have a couple of friends who live down in Florida in the Orlando area, and they're both really good sight readers, singers, and they do.
There's a real scene down there for that. Yes.
Yeah. They do a lot of Disney work, but other kind of theatrical drama work, and the stuff that they do. If you ever get a chance to look it up online, there's a song from the film Dumbo, the Disney film Dumbo, called "I Can Fly," and this fantastic singer Michelle Amato is on this video. It's on YouTube. And they're all singing a cappella, reading the music, and it's the most complicated arrangement you can imagine. All these slides, and oh my God, it's great. What a great skill to have. I envy you that.
And I'll tell you, once you start down that road, it's really fascinating work, even though sometimes you're singing about, soap suds and, Sears catalogs, but to be in the room with people with that level of skill for this very targeted, kind of work, it's been, very rewarding to sort of work that skill. It's a different kind of skill that you exercise there than it is writing a song and sort of getting into the artist bubble, which is something else. But
so you've experienced both of those things now.
I have, and it's been super rewarding. But I think well, let's put it this way: the freelance business in New York started to slow down just in time for me to remember that I'm an artist first, and the songs always come first. So it allowed me that extra time I needed to kind of retrieve that passion. Tell
me about the gig that you did last week. Was that was that in the city, in New York City?
Yeah. So we played Rockwood Music Hall, which has become one of the premier singer-songwriter venues in New York City, and we've done it. It's our third time there. I did my CD release event there, and this time was a way to sort of finish out that season and to make sure all the people that were fans of the record, once it was released, got a chance to see us live. And you don't get to do the on the Lower East Side.
What's it called again? The
Rockwood Music Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we'll play again there in the fall.
Okay.
But now we're going to take the summer off to sort of promote the record and write some new songs and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Sounds great. So, did you have a whole band when you did that showcase?
Yes, I had. No drummer, because in the Americana world, it's so exciting. You really don't have to. I'm the drummer, really.
Okay. I'm playing acoustic guitar.
I'm the drummer on the acoustic guitar.
All
yeah.
Right.
And so we had piano, bass, fiddle, mando, some singing, electric guitar, banjo. It was a pretty full setting. It's a real luxury to play with that many people in a New York setting. But it's nice to people sort of, a couple of people in town have called this kind of Americana chamber music because it's so, every instrument has its role to play and its line to play. And it's all written out so people, nobody is confused about what they're supposed to play.
Right.
So it's nice to have all the parts there. It's kind of like no section is missing, no string section's missing. It's all there working together.
Are you familiar with the Quaby sisters? Do you know them?
Quaby sisters? No, I don't think I
three
do.
sisters. They're from Texas. They're all in their late 20s, early 30s. They play country fiddle and they sing like the Andrews Sisters. And they do Western swing music. No drums. They have a guy that has like a big fat archtop 1940s Gibson guitar, a stand-up bass, and the 3 violins in them. Oh my God!
And the 3 violins, awesome.
Yeah, and they play in 3-part harmony, and then one of them goes off into this. What was his name that played with Django Reinhardt? The French guy, Jacques. No, I'll think of his name in a minute. But like really swing stuff. It's great. Really, really, really good. Really
and
good.
the thing I love about those acts, which is what I'm trying to do, is that the vocals are all contained within the players, and so you're really getting all the sounds moving and grooving. Pardon this old expression. Together, the singing and the playing and the vibrations of those two things coming from all the same people, not out, not like a vocal section that's off in the corner. It's really where all those overtones and the magic kind of starts to come.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
The violinist was Stefan Grappelli. That's who the.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, we're going to play a couple of tracks from You See This River, tracks
Wonderful.
4 and 5. Good Crazy Thing and Sweet Thursday. Can you tell us a little bit about how the songs are written, what was the inspiration, a little bit about how they were recorded?
Well, so Sweet Thursday, I wanted to write something, musically I wanted to write something that really was an homage to Neil Young's Harvest Moon. I was a fan of all of Neil's acoustic music, but that record was really just a beautiful lilting vibe, and musically I wanted to kind of try to capture something in that way. And it's also, Sweet Thursday is actually my sort of favorite book by Steinbeck that I read every year. In fact, oddly, and I do mean it's a coincidence, I'm reading it right now.
Okay.
And it's a book I was somebody introduced to me when I was very young, and so it's kind of a go-to storyteller's story.
I see.
So that's Sweet Thursday. Good Crazy Thing, I will tell you, it started as a writing assignment for a pitch I was doing for a movie, and it turned into just one of the more personal songs on the album. And I think as far as how these songs, and really almost all the songs came about, I gathered, my closest musical friends in New York, but we all have our own recording systems in our homes. So when we can't be together, in a rehearsal room or recording studio, which we've done a little of, we play at home in our pajamas, as we like to say, and then we
like
share.
a Skype thing, or
Sometimes
this is for the
Skype,
final recording? You mean?
Well, not for the final recording. We multi-track our own parts at home, which is kind of how a lot of musicians have to do things these days.
Right?
But what it means is that my guitar player, Larry Salton, who's so brilliant, can spend endless hours into the morning just going over and over and over again and perfecting things we're not on the clock.
Right.
And oddly, it ends up being a more personal process and a more just empathetic project with each other than it would be if we were in the room together, which is one of the interesting things about this record, because people have the luxury of time that we don't have when we're in some, I won't even name what it costs to go into a big recording studio now.
Well, those days are kind of going by the wayside.
Those days are mostly done. Yeah.
Wow. So let me just go back to this for a second. When you rehearse, and you're not
when we rehearse, we're in a room together.
Oh, you are?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
But then he'll take it and he'll lay everything up in his little bedroom studio, and just go on and on as long as he needs to, and then he'll play it for me, and I'll ask him to change this or that. But usually I say, okay, perfect, on to the next.
It's cool.
So,
cool.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you've played with somebody for a very long time. You know, you're just in sync in that way.
So before we play the tracks, you're going to be back up in New York in the fall, you think?
We'll play in the fall. I am doing a gig tomorrow if anybody is in town.
Okay.
That's a group show that I'll tell people about. I don't know if your listeners are familiar with Julie Gold. She is a premier songwriter that the singer-songwriter community has sort of adopted, but she wrote a massive hit called From a Distance, which almost everybody on the planet knows.
Okay.
Was a hit for Bette Midler and a bunch of other people. Yeah, and she has in her apartment the piano that she wrote that song on, and she has started this project where songwriters, she picks songwriters in the area to come over and spend an hour on that piano and see what they can come up with. And so 2 or 3 times a year we gather, and she puts on a show, and she has each of us play the song that we wrote on that piano, and then she plays the songs she wrote on the piano. So that's actually happening tomorrow night at the Duplex, which is on Christopher Street in the Village.
Okay.
And I think it's at 7 o'clock. And I think it'll be, every night with Julie Gold is a special night because she's just got the biggest heart in the world. So
I'm sorry. It's called the Duplex. It's on Christopher Street?
The Duplex, 61 Christopher Street. Yeah.
Okay, in New York. Tomorrow night on Friday night, June 16th at what time?
At 7 p.m.
Okay. All right, that sounds great. That sounds great. Well,
and then we'll be back in the fall, and all my gigs I'll post on Facebook, and anybody who's curious,
Okay, so people can find you on Facebook, Janie
on
Barnett.
Facebook, Janie Barnett and Blue Room, and my website, JanieBarnett.com. I'll always be posting all the information. If anyone is curious about the CD, they can absolutely find a way to purchase on the site, and of course on CD Baby.
Okay.
We like it when fans come to our site. So
of course, sure.
Well, share the love and write us an email. I'd love to hear from people.
And your website is Janie Barnett and BlueRoom.com.
The website is either JanieBarnett.com or BlueRoomSongs.com. I know that's a little complicated.
Okay,
if they punch in my name, they're going to find it. JanieBarnett, Janie Barnett. Yeah, that's it.
Janie, thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation and our earlier conversation today.
Yes.
So
Blue crabs from the Chesapeake.
From the Machipongo Seafood Restaurant in Virginia.
I'm going there in a couple weeks.
All right, so we're going to play
you,
Good Crazy Thing and Sweet Thursday from Janie Barnett in the Blue Room. And you can find her CD, You See This River, on CD Baby.
Yes.
Thanks, Janie. We'll talk.
Okay, thanks a lot, Scott.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we got this track all set to go. Once again, this one is called Good Crazy Thing. You just heard Janie Barnett, and we're going to play this one. Here you go on the Hudson Valley Jam. Don't go anywhere.
So this is what it feels like to fall. This is what it feels like when all good sense stops. I'm all in, out of my mind. So this is what you do. Tell me now, this is what I knew. It's a good, crazy as crazy as they come. It's a trip around the sun on a single day. It's a good, crazy thing to find us away. Makes my blood run now, all undone, little out of my mind. It's a good, crazy thing. It's as crazy as they come. It's a trip around the sun in a single day. It's a good, crazy thing to find us away. And I'm ready to never be stunned by what I do. Now it's not a detour. I've been moving through. Crazy as they come. It's a trip around the sun in a single day. It's a good, crazy thing to find us away. Just trust me today. Don't slip away till we ever say, 'cause it could go either way. I'm gonna be where you are. I bring a moon and ivory star in that sweater from the back of your car. On a sweet Thursday, we could sweep, we could swipe in a mandolin day. On a sweet Thursday, no love don't conquer much, it's true, but it could bring some comfort to this Thursday. Did you know it wouldn't matter? All that capital spent on a whole lot of nothing, it just doesn't matter. On a sweet Thursday, we could swim, we could sight, and a man in a play. On a sweet Thursday, no love don't Sweet Thursday, we could swing, we could sway, and the mandolin play. Sweet Thursday, now love don't conquer much. It's true that it could bring some comfort to this.
Sweet Thursday from Janie Barnett, and before that one, Good Crazy Thing. The record is called You See This River. We just had her on before, one of our successful phone interviews.
Yeah, that went well, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
So
Yeah.
definitely check her out. Once again, Janie Barnett, and Blue Room is the title. And I asked Scott as soon as we
That's the name of the group.
That's the name of the group.
The River You See is...
The River You See is the... no,
CD.
You See This River is the name of the album.
Okay. Thank
and
you.
I wanted to ask her, and I forgot, and then all of a sudden we were like, all right, thanks so much, Janie, we're going to play you... And I'm like, I forgot to ask her, what does the Blue Room mean? But... Well,
wait a minute. Here.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Ha-ha.
Hold the phone.
Blue Room means...
Oh.
Well, it turns out that blue is considered a very creative, warm color.
Yeah.
Not a cool color.
This
Blue Room is the space for creative collaboration.
Very cool. And
Janie,
Janie, I'm sorry,
Janie.
I wanted to ask you that, and then before I knew it, Scott was wrapping up the interview, so we thank you so much for calling in, and
Thanks,
thank
Janie.
you for that.